California radio star Fox Olson disappears under mysterious circumstances, and when his car is found in a river, most people assume he died. After all, his life was on the upswing. He was famous and wealthy now after years of toil and rejection. Everyone loves his radio show, and he's even running to become mayor of the small town of Pima, California. The insurance company is less trusting, and Dave Brandstetter is sent to investigate the potential for fraud. With some patience and willingness to keep asking questions, Dave discovers not everything was as great about Fox Olson's life as it appeared on the surface. With Olson's body still missing and a lot of contradictory information, David commits himself to the case, even though it may make him the enemy of all Fox Olson's fans. P.I. July is a reading event created by Jim at Mystery and Mayhem as a celebration of private investigation stories. I first heard about Fadeout from Alex the Bookubus, so for me, reading this book was a strange and interesting crossover between P.I. July and Giallo July. I'll have links in the description to everyone hosting and co-hosting these events, so you can check out all their videos too. Set in the 1960s, this novel is notable in part for its gay protagonist. David Brandstetter is not the first gay detective, but he is early enough for this novel to be recognized as a pioneering effort in the genre. Also, David is not agonizing over his sexual identity. He is aware of how dangerous it is to be an active homosexual at this time, but he doesn't struggle with his identity. He is a man in mourning because of the recent death of his longtime lover because of cancer, and that affects him and explains some of what we see about his choices in his personal life. The book also explodes any illusions about monolithic gay culture. Being gay isn't the only part of David's character, and it's his other personality traits that lead him into conflict with other characters, even if they share his sexual predisposition. For instance, David is a gay man, but he is also a man of his time, a World War II veteran who came of age in the 1940s and 50s. The anarchic weirdness of hippies and young people in the 1960s disturbs him, even if they might be more likely to accept him because of his sexuality than most square citizens. The novel is honest about homosexual life and relationships during a time when, in most places in the United States of America, being gay was a crime and a diagnosable psychiatric disorder. Hansen's style is precise and poetic, especially when describing the look and mood of the setting. He writes with rich metaphors, but without overdoing it and sounding like he's attempting a Raymond Chandler parody. There is some occasional point of view drift, often at the start of a chapter, but it becomes clear this is an intentional choice rather than a mistake. Hansen does a solid job of making the small town of Pima and other locations off the beaten trail come alive. The concerns of the people who live there feels real and makes everything seem more believable. On a similar note, everyone is hiding something, but part of David's job is finding out if those secrets are relevant to his investigation, or if it's just people trying to keep secrets in a small town. There is a sincerity to everything in this novel, helped in part by the willingness of the protagonist to empathize with other characters, even ones that dislike him or disgust him. Like many other investigative protagonists, David makes progress because he pays close attention to details. He also advances a case that seems hopeless because of his willingness to talk to everyone, like the help, or the disabled kid that everyone else ignores or undercuts. The ways in which he goes about his investigation are interesting, and make for a good change of pace for anyone who wants a twisty, mature investigative story, but without much hard-boiled action. Thematically, both the investigation and David's personal life share some qualities about mourning and conflicting responses to it. One track shows acceptance that can be painful and requires honest introspection, but can lead to healing. But another approach is refusal, which attempts to avoid suffering, but causes stagnation, ending in a stunted life or even death. The interplay of these themes and how they work in both the private and professional life of the protagonist and his investigation is deftly handled without much moralizing or heavy-handed drawing of the parallels. That work is left to the reader, a level of trust on Hansen's part that I appreciate. But what do you, the audience at home, think? Are you familiar with the David Brandstetter mystery series? Does it give you the PI thrills you want, or is it not hard-boiled enough for you? Should Hansen's novels be as well known as those by Dashiell Hammett, Raymond Chandler, Mickey Spillane, or Brett Halliday? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my peculiar notions. If you appreciate this channel and want to support it, you know what to do. You can also take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel of another YouTube creator you enjoy, or the algorithm will start taking out suspiciously large life insurance policies on all of them. Until next time, enjoy some good PI stories. Live and be well.